We make spears.
Mine.
Ears.
As tall as a man.
A lot of good character actors in that movie that showed up in different movies along the years
And shows. Chibs.
Yeah.
Chibs from Sons of Anarchy.
Yeah, and
He's the
that's
one that
about it.
gets the revenge. Did he play? He always plays the guy that gets the revenge because somebody messed with his wife.
Well, because he already has a scar on his face, and you don't really want to. I mean, it's already like, well, damn, he's already been messed up. He needs to get some revenge for that.
Revenge.
How did he get that scar on his face?
I believe he got mugged. I think.
Really?
So I looked that up between him and Michael K. Williams. They both had the pretty gnarly scars. All right, you guys ready? You guys want to dance? You guys ready to dance?
Sure.
Are you ready to dance or what?
I don't dance.
Are you guys
Not
ready
really,
to
but we'll
dance, or am I just gonna have to go do this by myself?
Yeah, good possibility.
Oh yeah! Here we go! Yeah! Oh yeah! It's time to dance,
Right.
motherfuckers! Here we go! Hit it, Frank!
Yeah, that's how you start a show, ladies and gentlemen. Hello, everybody. How the hell are you? It's been a long day. We're looking at houses. The wife and I.
Yeah, not us.
Yeah, not me, Lane, and Frank. But that's why we are a little bit late today, because we were out looking at a particular house. So we're kind of, we're feeling that vibe, if you know what I mean. Right now, the scores are set at 0. In case you didn't know what those are, the guys will collect points throughout the show. We mixed it up a little bit too. Normally, we do the whole show. Pardon me, I got to clean my glasses on camera because I hate having stuff on them. We usually wrap up with the movie draft if there's only one movie draft. Tonight, we are doing sort of, we're just going with the flow. Here's what we're talking about. We're going to cover Ace Ventura, things you didn't know. We're going to cover Ace Ventura, Pet Detective. Facebook, kind of what essentially the reality versus what the social network portrays. Blazing Saddles, Taxi Driver, Billy Madison, Battle Beasts. If you don't remember what those are and you lived in the 80s, you will remember soon. Plus Deadpool and The Wedding Singer. We're going to get to a couple of AI poem segments. We're going to have descriptions of 2015 movies and 90s rom-coms.
Rom-com.
I have a very special quiz for which either of the fellows wants to take the quiz, because we're getting ready for coming up on February 18th. It is Eat Ice Cream for Breakfast Day.
Which way?
And then we are going to do a movie draft for Mr. Joe Pesci.
What are you talking about, oh yeah?
You know what they do? They fuck you at the drive-thru, okay? They fuck you at the drive-thru. We got that.
Welcome to the Joe Pesci show.
So I had posted a picture, and it was just a regular post on like Instagram and Facebook about why would anybody want to be knocked out while they got a tattoo? Because I keep seeing these posts popping up on social media about this guy's like, he got knocked out so he could get 16 hours of tattoo work done, so he woke up a different. I'm like, that defeats the goddamn point of getting the tattoo. Like, legitimately, the conversation that you have with your tattoo artist is kind of half of the fun of getting a tattoo. And I even made the comment in that post that I truly had one of those moments where it was life-changing for me. I was 19 years old, and I went to C-Tramp Tattoo Parlor down on Stark, over not quite downtown Portland, across the river. And it was Jackie was she was my tattoo artist. She was a badass chick, man. And she did the goat tattoo that's on my arm. And the entire time we were sitting there talking about it, it's when I worked at a lumber yard. And I just remember talking to her about everybody there is just miserable. They're just a bunch of cranky old dudes working at a lumber yard. And so through that whole conversation of like the 3 hours or whatever that the tattoo took, she kept reiterating, don't be a lifer. Like, there's a reason that these guys are upset. Find something that you want to do with your life and go pursue that. And it was very shortly after that I started to pursue the avenue of getting into radio broadcasting. So it was life-changing.
Two questions. Now, when they're knocked out, is it like they put them like under like drugs, or does some like big dude walk in and just and hit him in the face and knock him out.
They hit him in the face.
Yes.
Secondly-
with their penis.
Some tattoo artists, I mean, they might want you to shut the hell up. That guy might find that more conductive than some guy running his mouth the whole time.
Yeah, they might need to concentrate.
Now,
Yeah.
any tattoo artist that I've been around, they're very good conversationalists. The guy that did my sleeve, that guy was
Ooh.
awesome. Which, by the way, I share a tattoo artist with band members from what was it? Newfound Glory, Kill Switch Engage, and the Deftones. They have all been tattooed by the guy that did my sleeve.
If Chuck Norris walked in and knocked you out, I'd be about it. Can I get the Chuck Norris treatment?
Chuck Norris
Yeah,
is a
just walk in.
pussy. He's
Yeah.
I don't get why everybody thinks he's such a badass. I don't get it.
I don't think he's a badass.
Walker, Texas
I want to be
Ranger.
part of that meme. Just walk him in and just cha.
I could
I
whip
think he
Chuck
is a
Norris's
badass. I mean, that
ass.
guy had an amazing fight scene with Bruce Lee.
Yeah, that was it though. That
With
was
his
it.
And
polar bear chest sticking
yeah,
out.
yeah, Bruce Lee tore his freaking chest hair out.
Do you ever
He did.
see when they
I
play
mean, it doesn't
that?
get any more badass than that.
Do you ever see when they play that with like romantic music? It almost
Yep.
looks like it's like a
Yeah.
porn.
It looks like they're getting ready to porn.
Porn.
Let me see if I can fix my camera here. Bring it down just a skosh. Sorry, I had to adjust my camera because my fancy one stopped working. I gotta get that stupid thing figured out.
Fancy
Also,
one.
by the way, so if you
By the
missed last week's live stream,
I did.
we were talking about a little thing. Frank, is your phone near your microphone, dude?
No. Or remote is.
Yeah. Well, something's geeking out.
Maybe it's the geek.
Could be. So we started talking about No One Would Tell, which was the Lifetime movie with Fred Savage and Candace Cameron Bure.
Yes.
Did you know that was based on a true story?
I kind of think I did, but I can't say 100% sure.
Oh, yeah. I was kind of looking into it as I was producing because I told the guys, I was like, dude, that was awesome. So what I'm thinking of doing, normally what I do is I take these, I take the segments that we do and then I isolate them and then I upload them later. And that's usually where I get a lot of the views on this stuff. The live streams don't get a ton of views, but when I isolate those chunks, those get pretty good views. And so I was able to isolate the whole section that we did about No One Would Tell. So what I'm thinking what we need to start doing, because Frank has this mind that you can say one thing
It wanders.
and it goes and it's something completely different. So if that happens in the middle of one of these segments,
Alright.
we're going to have to put a pin in it so we can finish that segment. And then we are going to then fully engage in Frank's whatever's going on up there and whatever it was.
conspiracy theories.
Yeah. Oh man, because it was like as I was editing last week's live stream, I was laughing my ass off.
Well,
'cause
not
we-
mine, but conspirity theories I've heard from people.
Exactly.
Not-
That's another thing that Frank really enjoys doing. He likes kind of dredging in the underworld of the internet,
They just come to me.
finding random things. So, all right, we're going to jump into some YouTube polls here really quick. Did we covered Chappelle's show last week, yeah?
Pale show.
Okay. Yeah, Rick James won that one pretty handily, 57%.
Bitch.
All right, here we go. First YouTube poll for you guys. Which console was better? Sega Genesis or Super Nintendo?
Ooh. Everyone's going to go Super Nintendo.
All right.
Even though I like
Super
Sega.
Nintendo.
So personally, Frank is choosing Genesis, but you think Nintendo won? the poll?
Yeah, because I had a Genesis, so I knew how good it was.
In land, you're going with
Well, poll wise, I'm going Super Nintendo.
but personally?
I think they're both fantastic.
Okay. Well, you both get a point.
Yay, points.
Yeah, 75% of people voted for Super Nintendo. You're going to notice a pretty heavy video game presence in the YouTube polls. This next one, not necessarily a poll, it's a trivia question. Which NFL franchise has never made a conference championship game? The Cleveland Browns, the Detroit Lions, the Houston Texans, or the Jacksonville Jaguars? I'm having Lan go first on this one because Frank should know it.
Yeah.
I will say the Cleveland Browns.
All right. Frank?
It's the Houston Texans.
Oh, wrong button. Yep. Yeah, Houston Texans. They've all four of the teams have never made it to the Super Bowl. Those are the four that have never made it there. But the other three, meaning the Browns, Lions, and Jaguars, have made conference championship games. Obviously, Detroit made one last season. Jacksonville has made a few, most recently in 2017. And Cleveland made a bunch back in like the late 60s, late 80s. But they also do have the longest drought of anyone. And the Texans, they've been around since 2002. So they have not made one.
Yeah,
All right.
isn't that wild?
Frank is up
Crazy.
2-1 here. Next YouTube poll. Which cable channel, excluding Kids Network, so no Disney Channel or anything like that, did you grow up watching? Comedy Central, MTV, TBS, or USA? Frank, what do you think?
You said Comedy Central, TNT, TBS.
No. Comedy Central, MTV,
Okay.
TBS, or USA?
MTV.
Frank's going MTV. Big Land?
Yeah, I'll say MTV also.
You are both correct. 53% of people voted for MTV, 30% voted for Comedy Central, and then under 10% each for TBS and USA.
I think people our age, like especially during the summer, you woke up and MTV was turned on and basically left on most of the day.
See, for me, it wasn't. I mean, when I was younger, like in the 80s, because that was what my mom usually had on. But when I was a kid from like 7 to 13, especially during the summer, and I didn't even put this one on there. It was WGN and TBS. Because they would run movies. They would run movies, but then you would also get like Cubs games and Braves games and stuff like that.
I mean, I do like the TNT, TBS, depending on the movie and whatnot, but I would wake up and it would go straight to MTV, and it would be there most of the day, watching all the different shows and watching the different videos. That's where I was.
It was either that or Comedy Central for me, because then you get sucked into the movies like Disorderlies with the Fat Boys.
Or like Saturday Night Live reruns.
Exactly. All right, next YouTube poll. Who is your favorite late night host of all time? The 4 options I put up there were Arsenio Hall, Conan O'Brien, David Letterman, or Jimmy Kimmel.
No Jay Leno?
No Jay Leno. Fuck Jay Leno, dude.
No Johnny Carson?
And no Johnny Carson either. I specifically left him off.
No Chevy Chase?
or Magic Johnson.
Or Magic Johnson.
Big Land, you're going first. Who do you think won the poll?
Wait, say him again.
Arsenio Hall, Conan O'Brien, David Letterman, or Jimmy Kimmel?
Conan.
He's going Conan. Frank?
Yeah, I have a spot in my heart for Conan. I'm a Conan person. So.
You both get a point. 57% of people voted for Conan. 22% voted for Letterman. And then Arsenio Hall and then Jimmy Kimmel. I put Kimmel in there specifically because I know he's very anti-Trump. And so you get all those right-wing lunatics that comment.
Magna kids
oh, man. It never ceases to amaze me. Like,
Magna.
Yes, Magna. All right, next
Magna
YouTube poll.
is, that's something else, right?
Which was the better console? Dreamcast, GameCube, or PlayStation 2? Frank, what do you think won the poll?
Man, I know a lot of people love the GameCube, but I'm going with PlayStation 2.
All right. He says that. Big Land, what are you going with?
I mean, it's PS2 or nothing. Everybody else who said anything else is dumb.
Not Dreamcast?
Well, Dreamcast was a great system, but you're talking about what was the better system all around out of those 3? PlayStation 2 was the better one.
Yeah, I don't know. Dreamcast was better.
From
Was
what
GameCube-
standpoint?
Was GameCube the one that had that bongo game? The donkey one?
Yeah. Matthew McConaughey loved to play it while he was high and naked.
Oh, dude, I'm telling you, like, Lan and I had a moment playing that game that I wish we would have recorded. It was fucking hilarious.
I still have those.
And we had our clothes on. All right, here we go. Next one, not necessarily a
really
YouTube,
doing here?
not necessarily a YouTube poll here. This is a question or a quiz. Which of the following and Lan, if you get this wrong, we're not friends anymore. Which of the following characters is not one of the Netflix Defenders? Daredevil, Iron Fist, Doctor Strange, or Jessica Jones? You can go first.
Are you going to
Lan.
me first?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay. Doctor Strange.
All right, Frank.
Yeah, it's Doctor Strange. That one was too easy.
Frank didn't even know it.
Yeah, I did.
He doesn't have Netflix. He's lying to you guys.
No, but I know who the Defenders are.
I don't have Netflix anymore.
Well, the original Defenders were Hulk, Doctor Strange, and Submariner.
Angel, wasn't it?
Right, but I've seen enough stories about that Daredevil series to know about Luke Cage and
Those are damn
Jessica
good, man. I'm
Jones
telling you, go
and
watch
all
the
them.
Luke Cage Netflix shows. Those ones are fantastic. Daredevil's amazing too. I'm really looking forward to Born
They're
Again.
supposed to have some cameos or show up in the new Daredevil.
There you go.
Well, yeah, Punisher's in it. He was in the trailer.
I forgot how good his show was.
Luke
too,
Cage
man.
might show up too, and Iron Fist is rumored to be in there too.
Okay, Disney will ruin it like they do everything.
Probably. All right, here we
He
go.
won't be a
Last
white guy anymore.
last YouTube poll. Who are you rooting for in this year's Super Bowl?
He'll
The
be a
Philadelphia
Smurf.
the Philadelphia Eagles, the Kansas City Chiefs, or neither? I kind of hope they find a way for both teams to lose. Frank, what
I'm
you think
going
on
with the
poll?
third option.
Land's going third option. Frank?
Whatever, Eagles. I think most people pick Eagles because they hate the Chiefs so much.
It's oddly close here.
Wow.
But Frank gets
Oddly.
the point. 43% of people voted for the Eagles. 41% voted for neither. 16% just voted for the Kansas City
Yeah,
Chiefs
people hate the
because
Chiefs.
we are to the point now where we have full-on Chiefs fatigue. So if you are not an actual Chiefs fan, chances are you fucking hate the Chiefs.
Can I say this?
No.
If this Chiefs team this year would have been blowing teams out and like putting up 50 points a game, I think people would be more excited for the team and for this game. But the fact that they had so many close games, that there were so many questionable calls that went their way in these games to get them to where they are, I think that's why people are tired of the Chiefs. Because again, if they were dropping 50 points and blowing teams out by 30, I don't think anybody would care. But I think it's the way they've won this year that is more added to it than anything.
No, because they're starting. The same thing happened to the Patriots when they got to their third Super Bowl. It became Patriots fatigue, and then it got to the point where during the conference championships, unless you were a Patriot fan, everybody was actively voting for them to lose because everybody kind of likes you when you're on the way up. But then once you're up there for too long, that's when they want to see the fall. They want to see Philadelphia come back on this one. They wanted to see the Bills and they wanted to see the Ravens. And that's where like the general public gets tired of it. That's just how it works.
That's why I like my Bucks, because they get a Super Bowl once every 15 years and just decide to miss the playoffs for a while.
By the way,
they like keeping people loving them.
Really quick, before we get to the first things you didn't know, what the hell was going on with the Buccaneers offensive coordinator? That dude is a goober.
Why, what was he doing?
Go watch his. So essentially, he took. You can go
It
read
was
up
a
on
whole
this.
thing.
Yeah, it was a whole thing where he was the offensive coordinator of the Buccaneers. Jacksonville was trying to hire him as a head coach. He didn't like their GM, so he took his name out of the running. They then fired their GM and then brought him back in and hired him after he had already agreed to re-sign with the Buccaneers as the offensive coordinator for a significant pay raise.
Yeah, he would have been the highest offense, or basically highest coordinator in the league.
Yeah,
paid.
it would have been crazy. And so he ended up leaving, and then just go watch his opening press conference. Like, the dude is a goober and a half.
It's one of those where it's like, I wish they would have fired again Bowles. I can't stand Bowles. I wish they would have got rid of him and kept this guy, but whatever.
I like bowls. They
what it
keep my
is.
cereal in place.
Hey,
In people's weeds.
Waka,
Oh, which, by the way,
guys.
that Kelsey, not Travis Kelsey, but who's his brother?
Jason?
His wife's a psycho. Have you seen the commercial where they're doing the commercial for General Mills cereal? Do you see
No.
what she does?
No.
She puts milk in the bowl first and then cereal.
Oh, yeah, she's full
She
blown.
is
Oh,
a
no, we lost
freaking
land.
psycho.
Oh my God, what happened?
El Gato, you pushed the wrong button.
Yeah, hold on.
Nope,
We gotta
my
let him
shit
get it back.
froze.
Are we having? I was gonna say, are we having these issues again? Is it because you're tracking your? Is it your clocks?
Is it your clocks?
No, I turned that off, man.
Is it your clocks, Daddy? Are your clocks giving you problems? Let me massage your clocks.
Okay, continue.
I was waiting for you to bring your camera back.
Well, hang on. I don't know what the hell's going on.
Because then once you get it back, we're gonna dive right into Ace Ventura.
Blow in the cartridge.
And I gotta actually, before we jump into that, I have a picture here that I need to show Lan, because I don't know if I've shown you this one yet. But this was from a
Hey, look, I'm
Facebook.
big land now.
This was from Facebook back in 2010. Shock in the water, Lan.
Shock in the water.
Uh-oh, yeah, we're gonna have to get that figured out, because when you take your camera away, Lan, it ships all the other stuff.
Yeah, well, I can't get it back on now.
Well, if you can, I'd rather have the Elgato thing up because then at least it puts Frank back on his thing. It's a stupid thing of Discord. So for anybody who doesn't know this story, Lan was telling me about how he was at Universal Studios with his family, and they went on the Jaws ride, and the captain of his boat had a super thick Boston accent. So every time that like Jaws was coming around, the guy would be like, "Oh my God, it's a shack! Oh my God, it's a shack!" And Alan's like, "Dude," he's like, "I couldn't stop laughing, but nobody else found it that funny." And that's where I was like, "Dude, I got your back, man. Like if I was there, I would have laughed with you." So every single time when I was living in Florida, I would go check out the, we would go on the Jaws ride. That's all that would pop in my head. So I made sure I got a picture of this, and this was 15 years ago. There, Big Lan.
All right, I am now Elgato.
Actually, what we can do is I can
You're the
go
cat?
ahead and do.
Yeah, even my camera hub is now frozen. I don't know what the hell's going on. Like it worked perfectly last stream. Well, the clothes are coming off now.
Ooh, watch out. You watch the camera suddenly pop on and you're just sitting there
my
ass
God.
naked
All right, hold
with
on,
your
hold
hat on.
Looking like Cousin Eddie.
That'd be George Costanza when he took his shirt off in the bathroom and
There we
forgot to put
go.
it back on.
See, we got Lan.
What?
We
Oh,
got
there you
there.
go.
See, and that's what we need to get. I need another one from you, Frank, just in case your camera ever craps out. But we'll need to get one of those from you. So anyway, all right, let's dive in. You guys ready? You ready to kick
Yeah,
this
let's
pig?
go.
All right, here we go. All right, things that you did not know about the movie Ace Ventura.
Alrighty then.
Detective. All right, so it was released on February 4th, 1994. The budget was just $15 million, and it made over $107 million at the box office. Jim Carrey had complete creative freedom. Jim Carrey, who was... The stuff that I looked at was like, he was relatively unknown. I mean, a lot of us, our age group, knew who he was from In Living Color.
I never watched In Living Color, so I had never heard of him before. He came out of nowhere for me.
Oh, there you go. So, and he was also, very early on, he was listed as James Carrey when it came to that. But yeah, so he was relatively unknown. I mean, other than the whole In Living Color thing or Earth Girls Are Easy. And
Gina Davis.
he was given significant creative control over the character of Ace Ventura. He improvised much of the film's dialogue and physical comedy, creating the over-the-top, eccentric personality that made the character iconic. Carrey based Ace's mannerisms partly on a combination of a bird and a hyperactive child. Did
It all
you
makes
know?
sense.
Did you know Ace Ventura: Pet Detective was almost a straightforward detective story?
Jesus.
Early drafts of the script depicted Ace Ventura as a more traditional private detective. When Carrey signed on, he completely reworked the character into a goofy, flamboyant, and eccentric version. Audiences know today, transforming the film into a comedy. He said, okay.
Why the hell would you do a serious movie about a pet detective?
Oh, who knows? Well, Sean Young played the villain after a failed audition for another role.
Courtney
She played...
Love? I mean, Cox?
Huh?
Courtney Cox role?
Put a pin in
Yeah.
it.
So she ended up playing Lieutenant Einhorn, or Finkel. Finkel is Einhorn. Einhorn is Finkel. She originally auditioned for the role of Melissa Robinson. That was played by Courtney Cox. After not landing that part, though, she was cast as Einhorn instead, and she delivered a memorable performance as the film's antagonist. The dolphin tank scene was actually filmed at the Dolphins' real stadium, sort of. The scenes involving Snowflake, the Dolphin mascot, were shot at the Miami Orange Bowl. That was the former home of the Dolphins. At that point, they had already, I think they were still calling it Joe Robbie Stadium at that time. The production received permission from the NFL to incorporate their branding and players, further solidifying the film's Miami setting, including Dan Marino and his isotoners. Don't forget about that. And finally, the film's success launched Jim Carrey's career. That's not really something that you guys don't know. But Ace Ventura: Pet Detective was a surprise box office hit, grossing over $100 million on a budget of just $15 million. This film, along with The Mask and Dumb and Dumber, made Carrey a superstar in 1994, a year that would become a year that came to be known as the year of Jim Carrey. His performance as Ace... Huh?
I was gonna say, you want to hear a funny story about the Ace Ventura movie?
Yes, dude. Like, you don't need to ask.
So, this was when I was in Scouts, and I think we were somewhere in Alabama, and that movie had come out.
Frank was a scout. That makes sense.
Yeah, and well, it gets so much weirder. So the scout troop I was in, most of those kids and
I
parents
can't see Alan's face. Fuck. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
went to Catholic school, so they were brought up Catholic, and everybody wanted to go see a movie that night. And some of these guys were like, "We need to go see Ace Ventura," so they talked to parents into going and seeing Ace Ventura, right? Which
Clearly not knowing what it was about.
what it was about exactly. And the thing was, my mom and another mom, one of the guys' moms, were pack leaders. And so when it came to that one infamous scene at the end of the movie, and they turn Roy Finkel around,
The hemorrhoid scene, if you will.
oh yeah, you want to talk about conversations that were had about that movie and how horrible that
Yeah, I could definitely see it, man.
That was so funny.
Finkel is Einhorn. Einhorn is Finkel.
Bunch of 13-year-old boys going, "What the hell was that?"
Yeah. I remember when I first saw it, I was like, did she poop her pants?
Yeah, I remember thinking, I was like, I was trying to figure out, I was like, what was that? Like, was that supposed to be a penis? Like, I
Yeah.
didn't understand.
And then for some strange reason, I always related a penis to hemorrhoids. Like, it was always one of those things where I was like, what the hell's going on here? All right, next one. Here we go. All right, things that you did not know about Facebook.
Oh boy.
So we're going to compare. I keep forgetting to change my pictures. There we go. Things that you did not know about Facebook. And we're really going to compare more of the social network, the movie, to what happened in real life. At least the story that the internet tells, which seems like a very whitewashed version, trying to make Mark Zuckerberg not look like a complete piece of garbage. But Facebook, which was originally The Facebook, was launched on February 4th, 2004 as a Harvard-only social networking site. It quickly expanded to other Ivy League schools and then to colleges and the general public, thanks to its clean design and exclusivity appeal. The platform's rise was largely due to Zuckerberg's technical skills, the vision to scale it globally, and the early team's efforts to make it user-friendly and adaptable. So you're going to notice that theme here is that it's going to compare what happened in the movie to real life, and because I punched this into ChatGPT, and I tried to fact check a lot of it, but the problem is he controls the internet now, and so he controls everything. And so, I mean, it legitimately is, it's like, it really paints him out to be not just a complete piece of trash.
1 second on that previous picture. Is that somebody's real profile, or is that like a made-up one?
It was on like CNET.
Did you see what he said about himself?
No.
Summer Jewish adventure.
What is there to say? I don't know. I'm a wild 5'10" skinny ass that wants to be creative. I like making movies and stuff like that. Oh, Jesus. Email him, everybody. His email's right there.
Yeah.
No, that was before. I think I think that was when it was just at Harvard before it went live and
global,
whatever it was.
All right. Well, number one here, Mark Zuckerberg's motivation for creating Facebook. What the movie shows, the film suggests Zuckerberg created Facebook out of bitterness after being dumped by a fictional girlfriend, Erica Albright. His desire to prove himself socially and romantically, combined with a grudge against Harvard's elite social clubs, drives much of the plot. However, the truth is, Erica Albright never existed. Zuckerberg had a longtime girlfriend, Priscilla Chan, whom he's now later married to. during and after Facebook's creation. His motivation was more rooted in his interest in coding, technology, and building something impactful rather than a personal vendetta or romantic revenge. You see what I mean? Where it's like trying to paint him into like, oh, he's not a complete a-hole.
He really does look like Data in that picture, by the way.
He totally does.
He does.
He totally does.
He looks like Data's son.
The
Hey,
portrayal
Spider-Man.
of Eduardo Saverin's role in Fallout. What the movie shows, Eduardo Saverin is depicted as Zuckerberg's best friend who provides the initial funding for Facebook, but is later betrayed and unfairly ousted from the company. Zuckerberg and Sean Parker, played by Justin Timberlake, are shown conspiring to dilute Saverin's shares maliciously. So again, if anybody has better information than this, let us know in the comments. But what it says here, the truth is, Saverin's shares were diluted as part of a standard business restructuring when Facebook received venture capital funding, not due to a personal vendetta by Zuckerberg. While there was a falling out between Saverin and Zuckerberg, the circumstances were more complex and not as dramatic as the film implies. Saverin later sued Facebook and reached a settlement, regaining a title as a co-founder and a significant financial stake. So that's what I always found when I'm reading that, and I'm like, so he still sued him and won. So something was fishy going on there, right?
Where's my money, bitch?
Where's my money, bitch?
No, and that's what he looks like in real life, by the way.
It was very close.
Is it fish lens on him?
Yeah. All right, next
Like
up,
the
we're
new
talking
Superman
about
flying on the screen.
the Winklevi. The Winklevoss twins' role in Facebook's creation. What the movie shows, the Winklevoss twins claim Zuckerberg stole their idea for Facebook after agreeing to help them build their social network, Harvard Connection, later renamed Connect You. The movie paints Zuckerberg as deliberately misleading them while secretly building Facebook. The
That guy's
truth...
a cannibal.
That's them, by the way, in real life. Zuckerberg did work briefly with the twins on their project, but ultimately built Facebook independently. While the twins argued that Facebook was based on their idea, the platforms were fundamentally different in design and scope. The lawsuit between the Winklevoss twins and Facebook was settled in 2008, with the twins receiving $65 million, but Zuckerberg has always denied copying their concept.
Okay, all I want to say about those two guys is, if you ever needed a replacement for Frankenstein, my dudes they got the chrome for it. Look at those foreheads.
Fire bad.
I mean, that's a good 5-inch of forehead right there on both of them.
It's because
And
they
look
have
at-
huge.
I mean,
It's because they have huge brains, Frank.
how tall are they? They've got to be like 6'4".
Oh, they're big
6'5",
dudes.
right?
Remember they were on the crew.
I mean, yeah, my guy's even slouching a little bit, and he still looks tall.
Well, they kind of look like Wish versions of Henry Cavill.
Yeah, yeah.
And this one looks like he just dootied in his pants. It's like, huh.
Yeah, they look like they don't share a brain cell between each of them. They just said, someone said, "All right, smile, honey," and they both went.
Next up, Sean Parker. His influence on Zuckerberg. What the movie shows is Sean Parker, again portrayed by Captain DUI, Justin Timberlake.
Captain Cheats.
Sean Parker, co-founder of Napster, is portrayed as a charismatic but manipulative figure who becomes a mentor to Zuckerberg and ultimately leads to Eduardo Saverin's ousting. Parker is shown partying excessively and being arrested for cocaine possession, casting a shadow over his involvement in Facebook's rise. The truth! That's him, by the way.
Oof.
While Parker was a pivotal figure in Facebook's early days and helped secure significant funding, his influence on Zuckerberg wasn't as dominant as portrayed. Parker's departure from Facebook after a drug-related incident is true, but it wasn't as dramatic or directly tied to Saverin's ousting.
Hey, Wolfman.
They need to do one about Tom, the MySpace guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, what happened to MySpace, man?
Come on, Tom. Where you at, buddy? Save us
was
from
the only
these
retired-
shits.
He was my first and last good friend on that site.
All right, and finally, the depiction of Zuckerberg's personality. What the movie shows is that he's portrayed as a socially awkward, arrogant, and somewhat vindictive individual, alienating friends and collaborators alike. The truth, while Zuckerberg has admitted to being socially awkward, now tell me that he doesn't have either an AI bot or he has Google alerts on his fucking phone where it's asking somebody to describe him. And there's either a standard answer. He's like, I got to swoop in and write this thing. Because it says here that although he is admitted to being socially awkward in his youth, those who know him describe him as more thoughtful and collaborative than the movie suggests. His portrayal in the film was heavily dramatized to create a compelling protagonist, leaning into the anti-hero trope.
Well, again, he's data.
Anti-hero.
He's data. So whenever you ask a question about him, he just automatically it goes to his brain, and he, fires it right back out.
He's got his predetermined.
He's already logged in on the internet and the Wi-Fi, so
Yeah.
it just
All
he's
right.
answering 10 of those right now.
I should have had a picture of ice cream ready to go for this, because we're gonna.
Ice
Who
cream?
wants to take the
Lieutenant
quiz? Here?
Dan,
Frank,
I
Frank,
got
you
you
want
ice
to take this?
cream.
You want to take this quiz?
Yeah, sure, why not?
All right.
Rocky Road. It's like the two ice cream quotes I remember is from Forrest Gump and Goonies.
Lieutenant
Dan, I got ice cream.
Well, coming up on February 18th, it is Eat Ice Cream for Breakfast Day. This was started in 1966. It's to honor kids fighting childhood cancer. Now, I have 8 different ice cream names right here. Some of them are fake, some of them are real. Frank, you are going to have to guess if it's real or if it's fake, and we're going to do this rapid fire. So we're going to see how quickly you can do it. I got my sounds.
Fake,
That means you
fake,
got it
fake,
right.
fake.
That means you got it wrong. All right, Frank or Lan, I need you to tally how many he gets right. Are you ready?
Do it.
All right. Frank, are you ready?
Yeah?
All right. Are these ice creams real or fake? Peaches and cream in your pants.
Fake.
Half baked.
Real.
Lick my cone.
Fake.
Rocky relationship road.
Oh, that's gotta be real. That's funny. Oh, that's too
Nuts.
funny. Someone do that.
Nuts deep Sunday.
Fake.
Sweaty balls.
That's fake, but that would be great.
It's real.
Oh, it's real?
Slutty brown
From the
Sunday.
Sweaty family?
Slutty
Sorry,
brown Sunday.
Fake.
And finally,
Wow.
moose knuckle crunch.
That's fake.
Yeah, you got it right. All right, Lan, how many you get?
You got 5.
All right, 5 out of 8. Not too shabby there, Frank. You get yourself a big old.
I want some moose knuckle crunch.
No, what was that one I thought was fake before the slutty banana split?
That you thought was fake?
Yeah,
Oh,
the one before
well,
the
there was one
slutty.
that you thought was Rocky Relationship Road. You thought was real.
No, that was good. Yeah, but there was the one right before the slutty split or
Oh,
whatever the hell
Sweaty
it was.
Balls.
Yeah, that reminded me of Alec Baldwin with his.
Yeah, I
Sweaty
believe
Balls.
it's taken from that.
Oh, those rip-off artists.
Sweaty balls.
Well, I think it's if I remember correctly. Let me look it up really quick. But I believe it's Ben and Jerry's, and they actually.
There's a lot of people boycotting Ben and Jerry's right now
Why?
because they had a DEI promotional video that they were going to stick with DEI, and that upset people.
Oh, God forbid!
Wow.
God forbid we include people. Yeah, Sweaty Balls. It's Ben and Jerry's.
Hmm.
It's vanilla ice cream with a hint of rum and loaded with fudge-covered rum and malt balls.
I'd
Yeah.
eat it.
Sweaty balls, baby. All right, you
I
guys
just
ready
don't
for
need
some?
ice cream.
You guys ready for some AI poems?
Poems.
All right, I have 5 different poems here that describe a movie that was released in 2015. Again, I'm still trying to figure out how I want to do this. Do I want to just start reading it, and then once you guys know it, you blurt it out? Like you blurt out your name? Or do I want to bounce between, like, one person takes one and one person takes the other one?
Just bounce it.
All right, who wants to go first?
No, I don't
I'll go first.
All right,
Yeah, since
Lan
I
gets
did
to go
ice cream.
first.
Ice cream.
We're not on that topic anymore, but that's fantastic. All right, here we go. Big Lan.
In it. Yeah.
Can you guess this 2015 movie based on a poem written by AI?
I will try.
A desert kid, a fate unknown, a masked man's tantrums overthrown, a beeping guide, a legend's call, a saber fight in snowy sprawl. An old war wakes, the stars ignite, dark and light, prepare to fight.
I have no clue.
Really?
It sounds cool. It sounds really cool, but I have no idea. I'll just say
2015.
2015. God, what was 2015? That new stupid Star Wars movie.
Which one?
The first one.
Yeah, I'll give it to you.
The Phantom Menace.
I can't remember the name of the stupid
The Force
movie.
Awakens. Star
There
Wars The
you
Force
go.
Awakens released
There you
September
go.
8th or December 18th, 2015. All right, moving on over to Frank. Here we go. Frank, you ready?
Uh-huh.
Can you guess this 2015 movie based on a summary poem written by AI? A giant pet bred to impress escapes its cage. What a mess. A theme park dream, a grand return. Yet some folks never seem to learn. Lizards plot, the humans flee. Guess who's not atop the tree?
This is Jurassic Park.
Well,
Wow.
You bet your assic.
uh, Jurassic World.
there you go.
They're making another one with Scarlett Johansson.
Yeah. That franchise needs to go away. And the first one is easily one of my top 5 favorite movies of all time. Which, by the way, quick side note, while we're talking about movies here, I still want to do this movie club, but I'm willing to bet Frank has forgotten about it.
No, I've been ice cream balls deep in my ancestry stuff. I need to really get on looking for movies.
So essentially, what we're going
Sorry.
to do is every week I'm going to recommend a movie, and then if you are a member of the channel, whether you're a member Lorian or you're one of the channel supporters, you're automatically going to be entered into a drawing every single week. And what I'm going to do is when I recommend a movie, like like Tombstone will probably be the first one because that's like one of my favorite movies, if not my favorite movie of all time. And I'm going to find a piece of memorabilia or something kind of like similar to that. And then that will be a prize. I'm going to randomly pick one winner a week and ship it off. One of the things that I'm waiting for, though, is more members on the channel. So if you already are a member of the channel, thank you. And then try to get your friends to come over. You can do the bare minimum one, 99 cents. If you want to do that, that's perfectly fine. We can just do the channel supporter right there. And then you're automatically entered. I need like a minimum of 10 people as members in order to get this thing going. So all the help that you can give is much appreciated.
Is the first prize going to be a Huckleberry?
No, I think I showed Frank the first thing that I found. It's pretty dope. But I'm gonna wait to reveal it until we actually get this movie club thing
It's
kicked
the
off.
toenail of Wyatt Earp.
No, it's his mustache. All right, next up, Big Land. Here we go. You ready? Can you guess this 2015 movie based on a poem summary written by AI? I'm gonna keep laughing. The road is long, the stakes are high, but gravity, just wave goodbye. Steel and speed, a crazy stunt. A highway brawl, a rooftop punt. One last ride, a heartfelt steer, a family bond in highest gear.
I'm assuming it's Fast and Furious 10.
I'll give it to you.
Number 7, right?
Yeah, Furious 7, which, by the way, I keep forgetting to show you the picture. So here is your Force Awakens picture.
Show us pictures.
And then here is your Jurassic World. Remember, Blue, his good friend, where now apparently velociraptors are fucking pets.
They are.
And there's your Furious 7.
Didn't know that.
Family.
Luda.
Stop. Family.
All right, Frank, back to you. We got 2 more of these here. Right now, you guys are all tied up.
Ooh.
Next one. Frank,
Yes.
can you guess this 2015 movie based on a poem written by AI? A shiny mind with plans so grand decides that humans should be banned. A hammer lifts? Well, not quite yet. A metal menace holds the bet. A city floats, the stakes arise. Will heroes win or just improvise?
Improvise.
You guys like that dramatic read there?
Yeah, that
Why
was
am I
great.
thinking Thor?
Well,
That's not Thor in the Dark Elves, is it?
no. The Dark Elves, no.
The Dark Elves. I love that cartoon.
A
My turn.
shiny mind with plans so grand decides that humans should be banned.
Yeah, you got me.
My turn?
It was the Avengers?
Age of Ultron. Oh, did you know that,
Yeah, I
Lance?
was-
Yeah, I did.
All right, cool. Get you. I'll give you a point.
I
Good
thought
job,
it was a
buddy.
comic book movie, but I didn't think it. I was thinking more of.
Peter.
I was thinking more of Thanos. That's like the most forgotten Avengers film of all time.
And
I
it
think,
shouldn't
is
be
Age of
because it's a
Ultron.
good.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's a
super
sneakily good
underrated.
movie.
It's really,
Yeah.
dude. James Spader as Ultron is fantastic.
Mhm.
Yeah,
But that was,
good. Yeah.
but that was the line a hammer lifts. Well, not quite yet. That's referencing when Captain America was able to kind of budget just a skosh.
Mhm.
Remember
And then the floating land.
the city?
thing
Yeah,
that you said, Rosie.
a city floats, the stakes arise. Will heroes win?
See, I was thinking of Asgard because it's floating in space.
Mm-hmm. All right, here we go. We're all tied up.
Mhm.
I'm gonna start
Asgard.
reading this poem, and then the first one to think that they got it, just blurt out your name, and then you're gonna get the point. All right.
Okay.
All right, here we go. Can you guess this 2015 movie based on an AI poem? A mic, a beat, the stories flow from city streets where tensions grow. Rhymes hit hard, the world takes.
Time.
Yes.
Now I can't remember the name of the movie. It's the one about NWA.
Straight out of Compton.
There
Straight
you
outta
go.
Compton.
Rhymes hit hard, the world takes note. Truth on tracks, no need to gloat. Contracts twist, the bonds are tried, but legends rise and won't subside.
So, funny story about that movie. I went to go see that in theaters with my buddy,
Yeah.
and I was like, that guy who played Ice Cube, he looks just like
like-
Ice Cube. That was
you didn't-
great casting.
You didn't know this was a kid?
And he was like, bro, that's his son. I was like, what?
Oh, that's crazy. O'Shea Jackson Jr.
Oh, and then another funny story. When I was working at T-Mobile, I was talking about the movie to a customer. And he was the wife of the customer was like, "What movie?" He's like, "Straight Outta Compton. You know, it was a movie about NWA." And he was like, "Yeah, you know, Dr. Dre was in it. The Wu-Tang Clan was in it."
Oh my God.
He just started naming all these random rappers, and I was like, "No,
Was he
Thank you.
was he white?
yeah."
Yeah,
And
of
I was
course.
like, "Take your goddamn iPhone, and get out of here."
Of course.
Hey.
Thanks for ruining the rep, bro. Wait, was he being
He was like,
serious?
yeah, Eminem was in it. Yeah, he was being totally serious.
Oh my God.
I'm pretty sure he said Eminem was part of NWA.
That would have been
mean-
worth filming. I'm just saying. All right, boys.
True story.
Here we go.
Here
Blazing
we
Saddles,
go.
I win.
Oh, yeah. From the last segment. Forgot to give Big Lan his point. But things that you did not know about Blazing Saddles. It was released on February 7th, 1974. It had a budget of $2.6 million, and it made $119.6 million at the box office. First point here, the movie almost did not get made. Warner Brothers was hesitant to greenlight Blazing Saddles due to its edgy humor and frequent use of racial satire. Mel Brooks fought hard to maintain his vision, including keeping controversial scenes and jokes that directly addressed racism. The studio executives were reportedly so unsure about the film that they only released it to a limited number of theaters initially, and to their surprise, it became a massive hit. Richard Pryor helped write the script. Richard Pryor was one of the writers on the film and contributed to its sharp satirical tone. He was originally considered for the role of Sheriff Bart, but was deemed too controversial by the studio due to his unpredictable behavior and past legal issues. Cleavon Little was cast as Bart, but Pryor's influence remained in the film's script, particularly in its bold comedic approach to racial issues. Did you also know that there was a Blazing Saddles television show?
No.
There's a video that you can find on my YouTube channel that's all about the Blazing Saddles TV show. Lou Gossett Jr. plays Sheriff Barton. Swear to God.
Awesome.
This is one of those things, like, so I work in IT for a software company, and as we were in one of our like daily stand-ups where we're kind of going all the tasks that everybody needs to do that day, we go off on weird random tangents. And I don't even remember how it got brought up, but somebody mentioned this TV show of Blazing Saddles, and I think only one episode aired one time. It was lost for a long time, but you can watch the full thing now over on YouTube. Like, it's available for you if you want to check it out. Next up, the campfire scene almost got cut out. The iconic campfire scene where cowboys eat beans and engage in a loud and exaggerated display of flatulence was groundbreaking, as it was the first time farting was prominently featured in a major Hollywood movie. Studio executives initially wanted it removed, considering it too crude. But Mel Brooks insisted on keeping it, knowing it would be a crowd pleaser. It became one of the most memorable comedic moments in the film.
It burns.
That's not the soundboard, guys.
That's not the soundboard. That's all three of us. Did you know Gene Wilder was not the first choice for the Waco Kid in Blazing Saddles? The role of the Waco Kid, eventually played by Gene Wilder, was initially given to actor Gig Young. However, Young suffered from severe withdrawal symptoms due to alcoholism and had to leave the production after filming only one scene. Brooks then called Gene Wilder, a friend, who agreed to join the cast immediately, and despite having only one day to prepare, Wilder's portrayal became one of the highlights of the film. He's Willy Wonka, he is. And finally, the ending was pure chaos. The film's absurd and chaotic ending, where the characters break the fourth wall and spill out of their movie into another film set, and even the Warner Brothers commissary, was a late addition. Mel Brooks wanted to emphasize the satirical and self-aware nature of the film, deliberately abandoning traditional Western storytelling conventions. The meta ending was initially confusing to test audiences, but has since become one of the movie's most celebrated and unique elements.
And then She-Hulk tried to rip it off and completely just utterly failed.
Oh, let's not talk about She-Hulk. They had her twerk, dude. Like, come on, man. What are you doing, man?
Disney ruins it all.
It's
They
true.
ruin everything.
All right, here we go. Next up.
You looking at me?
Things that you did not know about Taxi Driver. It was released February 8th, 1976. It had a budget of under $2 million, and it made $28.6 million at the box office. Robert De Niro drove a taxi to prepare for the role. So he was playing Travis Bickle. And De Niro obtained a taxi driver's license and spent several weeks driving cabs in New York City. Despite his growing fame after The Godfather Part 2, passengers rarely recognized him. De Niro's immersive preparation helped him capture the authenticity of a lonely, alienated cabbie navigating the gritty streets of 1970s New York. This next one's for Frank. You ready?
Oh, you looking at me? You talking to me?
Did you know the "you talking to me" in Taxi Driver scene was improvised? The iconic "you talking to me" scene where Travis practices drawing his gun in front of a mirror was not in the original script. Martin Scorsese asked De Niro to improvise, telling him to act as though he was talking to someone in the mirror. De Niro's line was inspired by a Bruce Springsteen concert that he had attended, where Springsteen jokingly said, "You talking to me?" to the audience.
I like he has Wonder Bread behind him.
It's very colorful. The film's gritty look was due to a low budget. Taxi Driver was shot on a modest budget of about $1.9 million, which meant that Scorsese had to use creative solutions to capture the film's gritty atmosphere. Many scenes were shot on location in New York during the summer of 1975, often at night to amplify the city's seedy underbelly.
Oof.
The distinctive yellowish tint in the climax was a result of the MPAA requiring desaturation to tone down the blood, making it less graphic.
God, I bet New York was just, it smelled the worst and just everything that in the mid 70s at that point. Holy crap.
Yeah.
Apparently now the
That
whole
was
area
like-
just smells like weed.
That was like the whole like beginning of the downfall of that city to where it became like a war zone in a lot of the areas. Then what, in the late 80s, early 90s, they
Old
started building it
Giuliani
back.
swooped in
Yeah.
before he became
yeah,
a
like
crazy vampire.
with the bleeding head.
Yeah, golly. Jodie Foster had to be carefully guided for her role. She was only 12 when she portrayed a teenage prostitute in the film. Now, due to her age, child labor laws required that a social worker be present on set. Additionally, her older sister Connie acted as her body double for certain scenes. Foster also worked with a therapist to ensure she understood the mature themes and the psychological complexity of her role.
Okay.
There was a Family Guy thing. It's always what pops into my brain with Jodie Foster, where it's a couple of lesbians go into like a sperm bank to have a kid, and they're like, "Give me an applicator that looks like Jodie Foster's knuckles." Ever since I heard that line, Jodie Foster's tainted.
Tainted.
Painted.
Paint.
And wasn't it because of this movie why somebody tried to assassinate Ronald Reagan?
Yeah, I think it was, wasn't it?
Because they were in love with Jodie Foster?
Oh, that's right.
Hinkle. Something like that. Hinkley.
Hinkley.
Well, finally, Bernard Herrmann, he completed the score right before his death. Legendary composer Bernard Herrmann, best known for his work on Alfred Hitchcock films, created the haunting score for Taxi Driver. Herrmann completed the recording on December 24th, 1975, and passed away that same night at age 64.
Good Lord.
His score, blending jazz and ominous tones, is considered one of the greatest in cinema history and earned him a posthumous Academy Award nomination.
Did they say what he died of?
I'm sure I can look that up. Bernard Herrmann. Let's take a gander here.
Because if it was like his body felt his work was completed, his mind should have been like, oh man, I totally haven't still finished that score for that movie yet, you know? Oh god, I think I need 10 more years before I get done with that.
Let's see here.
T-shirt time. T-shirt time.
Oh, heart attack.
Oh.
Must have had a lot of stress in his life.
All right. Are you guys ready? You guys got your lists ready to go?
Yeah.
Joe Pesci show. Joe Pesci here.
I was gonna wait to start this segment, but I really want to leave that in there of Frank doing a Joe Pesci impersonation. You guys can admit it. You like the dance. We're doing a Joe Pesci movie draft, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, I totally forgot to write down his birthday. Hold on. I like to give that information. That's generally why we do this. So I try to do a movie draft wrapped around somebody's birthday. Man, he looks old.
It's like, what, 86? Something like that?
Hell of a rapper.
You're a little north on that one. He was born February 9th, 1943. He's 81 years old.
Oof.
He will turn 82 this year. But we're going to do a movie draft, and Big Lan currently in the lead. So Big Lan gets to go first with the Joe Pesci movie draft. So Big Lan,
Yeah.
who is your what's your number one pick, my man?
Number one pick, and probably one of my favorite movies of all time.
Home Alone.
Goodfellas.
Oh.
Goodfellas.
I was going to say Gone Fishing.
You mean this one right here? Goodfellas. All right, Big Land gets Goodfellas. All right, so what we're basically trying to do is we are trying to build the ultimate triple feature of a particular topic, this one being Joe Pesci. But we do it draft style, so it's going to go Big Land, and then Frank, and then myself. I go back to back because it's like a snake draft. But once a movie is picked, it's off the board. Nobody else can pick it. So Goodfellas is out. Frank, what are you going with?
I'm gonna take one of his other gangster films, and I'm gonna take Casino.
Ooh, there you go.
But take Casino over here. Frankie, not my brother. Frankie, leave him alone.
All right, well, this opens the door for me a little bit. I'm not going to lie. Because I'm going to be able to knock out...
Maku.
Got to roll with my cousin Vinny, right? Did you really think it was going to come back around to you?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did. And then on top of that, I'm trying to think of which one to go with. We got to go Lethal Weapon 2. I'm
going number one.
I'm picking all of Alan's favorites.
Yeah, number one sucks.
That's the way it is in fantasy football, man. I'm telling you, don't go with the number one draft pick, man. All right, so we're back to Frank. What's your second choice?
Let's see if I can steal another one of Alan's. I'm just gonna go Lethal Weapon 3 because he's still fantastically funny in there.
And you're totally taking all the ones that Lan wanted. All right, Lan.
What?
You get to go back. You get to go back to back.
Fishing.
Okay, so I guess I'll go Home Alone.
Yeah.
And then Home Alone 2.
And this one might not. I don't know if you guys will agree with me if this would be a movie, but I'm gonna go Moonwalker.
Michael Jackson.
That's a movie, right?
Yeah,
I mean, the last half an hour of it was movie-ish.
They
with Joe
consider it a
Pesci in it.
movie.
I mean, yeah, he was Mr. Big.
Yeah, he ate the peanuts.
All right, let me.
Yeah, I like that. I like that movie. And if you like Michael Jackson, his old crap, it's a great movie to watch.
Yeah, see, I don't like Michael
it's all
Jackson.
crap.
Not a big fan. I think he was overrated.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you're wrong. But there's your Moonwalker. All right.
He turns into a big robot. Come on.
A robot. He turns into a robot.
Robot.
I did like Captain EO, by the way.
Yeah, Captain EO was overrated.
It's 3D. 3D. All right, Frank, you are up, my good man. What's your third pick?
One of his more overlooked films. I'm going with Honors, where he plays the bum at Harvard.
There you
I remember finding this movie when I was in middle school or somewhere, and I enjoyed the hell out of it. If you haven't seen it, this is almost like Robert Williams when he played the Russian guy. I can't remember the name of that movie, but he's great in this movie. I love that one scene where the guy walks in and opens the door. He's in the bathroom. And the guy goes, "Holy shit!" And Joe Pesci stands up, and goes, "Nah, it's your
It was the
garden
Hudson
variety."
something, wasn't it?
Yeah, something like that. The Hudson Proxy was it or something?
Hudsucker
No.
Proxy?
No, it wasn't that. But yeah, give
Moscow
plus
on the
it has-
Hudson. Moscow on the Hudson.
Plus, yeah, Moscow. Plus, you have Brendan Fraser in it.
It's
Brendan.
Fraser. It's got also it has Dr. Dreamy, Patrick Dempsey.
Yeah,
And
look at him. Looks like a.
What's
goon.
going? Is this? I'm assuming it's supposed to be somebody named Moira Kelly because it kind of looks like a dude.
No, that's a chick.
Moira.
She's a chick.
Like
She's Irish.
you can tell that this was photoshopped. Like they did not pose for this photo. Like the hair's
No.
all messed up here. Like there's no way that they posed for this photo. None.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they're holding hands down there.
Fingers, by the way, just fingers.
That's her own hands, by the way.
Oh, that is.
Oh my
Wow.
God, it is. Oh my God.
That's weird. It is Photoshop.
Jesus.
It was AI. It was an AI poster.
That's what I was gonna say. It's almost as bad as AI.
Wow.
But
Oh, and it's got former Texas Ranger Josh Hamilton in it too.
I think that's the guy that we thought was the hand.
All right, my final pick. Got to go Raging Bull. So here are our triple features. Lan, very upset with his own because we took all of his Lethal Weapon movies. You could have picked
Number
Lethal
one
Weapon
pick.
4.
Yeah, I could have.
Like that's really they fuck you at the drive-thru, okay? They fuck you at the drive-thru. That's from Lethal Weapon 4.
Was that 4?
That was
I thought
4.
That was
3.
I think that was all of them. I think he did that in all of them.
Oh, I know he did it in 4. Oh no, I'm sorry. I think he originally did it in 3, but then he brought it back up in 4 when he's talking to Chris Rock.
Yeah.
Oh. See, I never watched that one.
Nah, it wasn't that good. You didn't miss
And I don't
anything.
think he
It was-
actually. No, it's worth watch it, man. It's not bad.
Chris Rock and his horrible acting skills kills a lot of that. Like it just really slows down when Chris Rock.
It's a lot of it's his own stand-up.
Yeah, it's just him
Like
going.
the jokes are his stand-up, but there's a thing where Chris he's venting about cell phones and how they keep getting smaller, and as they're walking away, Joe Pesci's like, hey, do you know about drive-thrus? Like then he makes that comment about how they fuck you at the drive-thrus.
I think I remember that.
Yes, you do.
I think I remember it.
All right. So these are our triple features. Big Lane had Goodfellas, Home Alone, and Moonwalker, while Frank has Casino, Lethal Weapon 3, and With Honors. And I have My Cousin Vinny, Lethal Weapon 2, and Raging Bull.
Dun, da, da, da.
I'd probably watch Brandon's movies.
I appreciate that. Things that you
Although
did not
Goodfellas is
know.
really good.
What's that?
I said, although Goodfellas is really good.
Goodfellas is a fantastic movie.
Yeah.
All right.
I still would have gone fishing with your first pick if I was you, Alan.
Oh, for crying out loud, Frank. Jesus. I'm gonna
I
go with,
stick by my code that I'll only pick movies that I've watched.
That's a good code to have. I would never do that, but that's fine. Although I don't think I've
You
ever
have
actually,
no honor.
I don't think I've ever actually chosen a movie that I haven't seen, though. At least I don't think I have.
I haven't.
Things that you did not know, ladies and gentlemen, about the movie Billy Madison. It was released on February 10th, 1995. The budget was $10 million, and it made $26.4 million at the box office. Now, the script was co-written by Adam Sandler. He co-wrote the script with his college friend and frequent collaborator, Tim Herlihy. I'm assuming that guy's going to come up a lot because later on in this live stream, we're going to be talking about The Wedding Singer as well. So the pair had previously worked together on Saturday Night Live. That's him right there, by the way. That's,
There you go.
No, I take it back. I think that's him.
Okay.
Those guys look fucking identical.
They do. I was about to say they look alike. And then Brad Schmiegel
And
over
Robert
there.
Schmiegel,
Wait for it.
yeah.
Yeah, Robert, not Brad.
Robert Schmiegel.
So
But
they previously worked on
dog.
Saturday Night Live and used their shared sense of humor to craft the absurd, over-the-top story of an immature man-child going back to school. This marked the beginning of a long partnership between Sandler and Herlihy, who went on to co-write many of Sandler's most successful comedies.
Now, do you think it was hard to write these comedies, or did they just sit there and smoke and drink all night and then wake up the next day going, "Oh shit, we need to get like a page done," and they just started writing out like, "So I walk into a school and I decide, you know what, the teacher's hot and I sit in a chair and I'm too big for the chair and the kids make fun of me and then I yell at them and walk out and pee my pants."
I think that the process for making these movies is very rough, and they had to do a lot of method acting
Yeah,
and research. Yeah. on
Like
how
when,
to
like
do
when
this
Neil,
stuff.
what's his face? Neil McDonald starts making out with the old lady at the end. The dodgeball scene was brutal. In the dodgeball scene where Billy pelts elementary school kids with balls, Sandler actually threw the balls at the child actors. Sandler later admitted he was throwing the dodgeballs as hard as he could to make the scene funnier. Although the kids were unharmed, some of them started crying between takes because of how intense Sandler's throws were.
Oh, I always wondered about that.
The
He was
Penguin.
taking out his aggression.
The Penguin was a last-minute addition. I got sneeze.
Do it.
Good Lord. couple on that one. So the penguin was a last-minute addition. The hallucinated penguin that Billy sees throughout the film was not a part of the original script. It was added during production as a bizarre and surreal element to emphasize Billy's immaturity and intoxication. The penguin became one of the movie's most memorable running gags and a symbol of the film's absurd humor. And don't forget the swan either, right?
Mm-hmm.
Stop looking
Stop looking at me, Schwan.
Chris Farley improvised many of his lines. He plays the angry bus driver, and he improvised several of his lines and moments during filming. His over-the-top delivery, particularly in the scene where he screams about lunch being late, was largely unscripted and became a standout comedic moment. Farley's larger-than-life personality added a chaotic energy to every scene he appeared in. Because, you know, that Veronica Vaughn...
Nice
It's one
piece
nice
of
piece
ice.
ace.
God, she is one fine piece of ace. We and her, we got it on. Woo!
No, you didn't.
Yeah, no, you
no, we didn't.
Well, her and a guy I knew, I can't remember.
And finally, did you know Billy Madison was filmed in Canada? Although the film was set in the United States, most of Billy Madison was filmed in Ontario, Canada. Billy's lavish family mansion was shot at Parkwood Estate in Oshawa, a popular filming location for movies and TV shows, including being the setting for Xavier's School for Gifted Youngsters.
No
Wait.
shit. That knew it looked familiar. God damn it.
Other school scenes were filmed in Toronto using local elementary and high schools.
No shit. God damn it.
Oh, I'm gonna enjoy editing that one later. That was good. That was well played. All right, here we go. Now we're really doing a blast from the past here, guys.
Can't show them on television. Beast.
I don't want that music. I want guitars. Here we go.
Need beast music.
First.
Yes, we are talking about, ladies and gentlemen, Battle Beasts.
Yeah, I had a crap ton of those.
I didn't have a crap ton. I had some.
Oh,
I had a couple.
me
had
and
the
my
goat
brothers. Me and my brothers had a good 30 or 40 each of those things. We got. Those were so cheap at the time. It was like those
Yeah.
were birthday and Christmas gifts up to Yahoo for like a year or two there.
Fire, wood, or water. You'll never know
Yeah.
until you own them.
Until you
just-
rub their chest.
Yeah, I just don't remember them actually being colorized, and maybe that's just because it was so long ago. I thought the color was more dull than that, but yeah, we had quite a few of those.
Well, I believe they actually did sell some that were just in like vending machines,
Yeah.
and those ones I don't think had color.
It might have been a series 1 that we got.
As
got
I
a
was
series
as I
2.
was researching this, I found, because I looked on eBay. We're going to get to that here at the end of this segment. Is we're going to talk about kind of how much you can get for some of this stuff on eBay. But so they originated in Japan. Battle Beasts were created by Takara, the same company responsible for
Transformers.
Transformers. All that beast, the
Careful where you make that noise around.
In Japan, they were called Beastformers and were marketed as a spin-off to the Transformers universe. The toys were imported to the United States and rebranded as Battle Beasts by Hasbro,
Okay, that's what I remember.
removing most explicit connections to Transformers in the Western market.
All right.
I had the Bulldog. I had this Bulldog here.
See, yeah, I don't remember them having the weapons. Maybe it's because me and my brothers lost them all. But we had the snake, we had the warthog, we had the eagle, we had that lion. We had the giraffe. We had all of them, dude. I think we just kind of smashed them together.
The heat-sensitive rub symbols. Each Battle Beast
Rub.
figure, it had a heat-sensitive rub symbol on its chest,
Rub.
a popular gimmick in the 1980s. The rub revealed one of 3 elemental powers: fire, water, or
Wood.
wood, which determined the
Rub
outcome
the
of
wood.
battles. This was essentially a rock, paper, scissors mechanic where fire beat water, wood beat wood, wood beat water, and water beat fire.
So then what
Why-
was the point of them having weapons then? If all you
Yeah.
got to do is rub my
Just rub
chest
their
and be like,
chest.
I beat you.
Yeah,
And
that's
look-
what you did. I mean, that's what determined it.
It was not the most well thought out toy lineup.
Why didn't they have Rock? Because Rock would beat everything.
I don't know.
Because they had
oh,
the,
wait.
the
oh,
rock
wait.
Transformers.
There was a rare fourth faction.
Oh boy, slime, ooze, guns.
It was called the Sunburst,
Oh.
and it would be
Some fire?
occasionally found on battle beasts. The Sunburst represented an all-powerful element that could defeat any of the others.
No, I know what it looked like. I know because we had one. It just hit in my brain. It was like a circled sun with almost like a trailblaze of like a comet. I remember.
I remember.
Holy crap! That just took me there.
So these figures with the Sunburst symbol were highly sought after by kids and collectors.
Oh well, they're in the toilet somewhere.
Oh, well, that
remember.
sucks. And remember, don't forget, there were vehicle and playset accessories.
What?
Beyond the standard figures, Takara and Hasbro released a series of vehicles and playsets to expand the Battle Beasts line. Popular accessories included chariots, tanks, and a battle base designed to hold and interact with multiple figures. The
They
vehicles...
should have made the Sunburst a big
Hold on.
giant butthole.
Hold on. The vehicles often had unique design features like launching projectiles or additional rub symbols for more gameplay.
So depending on how you rubbed them is where the projectiles launched out.
There you go. Wrecked them, damn near killed them. And finally, did you know Battle Beasts lasted only a few years?
Yeah. It
No
was
shit.
it was like 3 and they were gone.
Despite its popularity among kids, the Battle Beasts line only lasted from 1986 to 89.
There you go.
A proposed follow-up, Laser Beasts, featuring translucent orbs instead of rub symbols, was released in
The hell we
Japan but saw limited international distribution and marked the end of the toy line. Over time, Battle Beasts have gained a cult following, with collectors valuing rare figures and sets as nostalgic treasures.
Yeah, I think the Ninja Turtles, when that came out, had a lot to do with that series dying, because I think more kids got into Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle figures. Because I know that's where me and my brothers went to. Like, the minute in 87, 88, when those action figures for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles came out, that was all we wanted, was
Yep.
just the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Oh, and we'll cover that. We're also going to cover Mask. Remember those?
Ooh.
Yep.
What's up? So I
One
found
of the
this.
best
This
theme
is,
songs ever.
this is one of the listings over on eBay where you got this one. It's a package. It looks like it's and it looks like it's rated 98. I think. If I'm reading that correctly, I could probably actually. Oh no, I can't zoom in because it's a screenshot. Anyway, yeah, $2,500. There you go, or best offer.
Wow, I'm
Frank,
buying
you
it
should
right
offer.
now.
You should offer to trade your Jurassic Park car behind you.
Yeah, I got a Jurassic Park car. I need to put the bumper on though. I lost the bumper somewhere.
Oh, that's not a 90. That's like a 50. You're only sell that for $1.
What about the Moon Man from McDonald's? Is he worth anything up here?
mean Mac tonight?
Mac Tonight. Yeah, what about him? He's from like he's there.
Well, he's out of the card. He has no card, no box. It's
Well, it was
Like
a Happy Meal toy, so it was
50
only
cents.
plastic.
Well, there's
He's
no
been-
bag. It
He's
has to
been
be in a bag.
touched. He's been touched.
It's made in China.
Foiled again. All right. Next one. Here we go.
Next one, 1988.
No.
That's the win the Moon Man.
Oh. Frank's still talking about Moon Man while we're moving on to Deadpool, ladies and gentlemen. Released in 2016 on February 12th. Remember, they had it all marketed as like a
Valentine's Day movie.
rom-com Valentine movie.
Yeah.
Had a budget of $58 million. It made $782 million at the box office. Now, the movie happened because of, remember?
The leak footage.
The
Test
leaked
footage.
Test footage. So there was a test reel for Deadpool that was created by director Tim Miller and Ryan Reynolds that was made back in 2012, and it was to pitch the idea to 20th Century Fox. The studio shelved the project, but in 2014, that test footage mysteriously leaked online. Ryan Reynolds has hinted that he knows who leaked it. The overwhelmingly positive fan reaction to the footage led Fox to greenlight the movie with a modest budget of $58 million.
I just remember one of my friends is not a comic book guy, but I was like, dude, you got to come check this movie out. So he went and saw it, and he absolutely loved Deadpool.
Yeah.
It's just he has just a different appeal than the other comic book movies do.
Well, Ryan Reynolds pretty wholeheartedly pushed for the R rating. The studios wanted it as a PG-13 to attract a wider audience, but Ryan Reynolds was like, no, I want rated R to stay true to the character. So this allowed the film to feature Deadpool's signature mix of violent action, crude humor, and fourth wall breaking dialogue, which became a key part to its success. Deadpool's costume was designed for maximum mobility.
Mm-hmm.
Unlike the other superhero suits, Deadpool's costume was made to allow Ryan Reynolds to move freely and perform stunts comfortably, not like the old Batman.
Yeah, where you can't turn your neck.
Yeah,
turn your
or they're
neck.
stuck like that. The suit also included expressive eyes to reflect the character's emotions, which was achieved through CGI. That's not real, folks. Which helped Deadpool's comic book style personality come to life. Reynolds loved the costume so much that he kept it after filming, joking that he waited 11 years to get this suit and was not giving it back.
Which Xavier?
Did you know the budget constraints for Deadpool became a creative advantage? I'm going to say that again because I think I stumbled through it. Did you know the budget constraints for Deadpool became a creative advantage? You hear this often with movies and TV shows, whether it's a small budget like Deadpool or maybe equipment not working like the shark in Jaws, but generally these roadblocks actually end up becoming a benefit because they have to find a creative solution around it. With a relatively small budget for a superhero movie, many scenes had to be scaled down or rewritten. For example, Deadpool forgets his guns during his final battle because there wasn't enough money to shoot a massive gunfight. The low budget forced the team to focus on creativity, humor, and character development, which ended up working in the film's favor. And you can even see this as he gets out for the final scene. His guns are still in the cab.
Yep.
And finally, the opening credits were entirely satirical. The film's iconic opening credits features titles like starring God's perfect idiot, Deadpool, a hot chick, Vanessa, a CGI character, Colossus. Now, these were meant to set the irreverent tone right from the start. The credits were a hit with audiences and became one of the most memorable parts of the movie. Even the writers, like this one, Rhett Reese and Paul Wernick, were involved, whereas written by the real heroes. And there's a bonus fact here. Deadpool became the highest grossing R-rated movie of all time, earning $782 million worldwide. Its success proved that R-rated superhero movies could work, which of course then paved the way for movies like Logan and Deadpool sequels. And I still remember the Buzz, the host of the morning show that I produced, completely ruined Logan on the air live.
That sucks.
Good job.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, we got like, and I was pissed too. But I'm like, dude, like, what are you doing? He's like, what? Like, he only does it for the shock value. Like, that was it. And it's like, dude, you just come off as an a-hole. Like, that's it.
Been 2 days. If you haven't seen it yet, then it's your fault.
Well, we would always have the stipulation that if it was for a movie, you essentially had 2 weekends to go see it. Because after 2 weekends, if you haven't seen it yet, it must not be that important. So if a movie had come out and we were going to start talking about it, we gave it that following week to, wait, and then we would talk about it the following Monday after that. If it was a big movie. If it was a TV show, that's tough nuggets, man. You're going to have to, we're going to talk about it the next morning. None of this, I DVR'd it and I'm going to watch it later. Fuck you.
Fuck you.
Yeah, these days you have about a week and then it's already on digital.
Things that you did not know about The Wedding Singer. Well, it was released February 13th, 1998. Budget was $18 million. It made $123.3 million at the box office. The movie was almost set in the 1990s. Now, this is a little bit convoluted trying to figure out what exactly was going on here because one of the original ideas or one of the inspirations was something that involved the 80s, but essentially they landed on having the movie take place in the 80s ultimately because of the fashion, pop culture, the music, all the things that they could kind of piggyback on when it came to this movie. Now, if you remember, of course, you had Billy Idol right there.
Look at him looking straight into the camera in that scene, too.
So he was not the first rock star considered. Billy Idol's cameo during the climactic airplane scene is one of the most memorable moments of the film. However, producers originally considered other musicians like David Lee Roth.
Yeah, I heard that one.
Idol's willingness to poke fun at himself made him the perfect choice, and his presence added to the film's 1980s nostalgia. I do have a story about David Lee Roth.
Oh, boy.
I had a friend that, well, I don't had, he's still alive. I have a friend. I just haven't spoken to him in ages. He was working at a venue, and it was his job to go pick up the rock stars at the airport and bring them to the venue.
Oh, boy.
And one of those rock stars was David Lee Roth. So when he picks up David Lee Roth, basically he's got these just hulking bouncers around him. And those guys tell him flat out, you do not turn around. While you're driving this car, you don't turn around. And then he said that he smelt something horrific, and his assumption was he was in the back smoking crack. I'm not saying he
rear view.
I'm not saying he did or
Allegedly.
he didn't. But they were
Allegedly.
like, you do not look in the back seat. Like, you don't look back here. Because hand jobs all around. Check it out. I'm skiing. All right. Now back to The Wedding Singer. It was Adam Sandler's first romantic comedy. So he was obviously...
Took my car in clean, and it came back looking like a Jackson Pollock painting.
Gross. Good black light. So he had done comedies like Billy Madison and Happy Gilmore. The Wedding Singer marked his first foray into romantic comedies. The film showcased his softer, more heartfelt side while still maintaining his signature humor, opening the door for future rom-coms like 50 First Dates and Just Go With It. The film is also packed with... See, and this is like... The thing that I saw here was like, it's packed with 1980s Easter eggs. No, it's just showing stuff from the 1980s. Like,
Yeah, it's just...
the pop
yeah.
culture, the fashion, Robbie's Miami Vice style suit, Glenn's DeLorean, the references to Flock of Seagulls, and then even had the soundtrack, Culture Club, The Cure, all that stuff, giving it the true retro 1980s vibe.
Is it in Ready Player One with
Yeah.
Easter eggs?
Yeah,
this is
that's-
actually the 80s.
Like, that's not an Easter egg, that's just the fucking movie.
That's how it was in the 80s.
Yeah. And finally, did you know the song Grow Old With You was written for The Wedding Singer? Robbie's heartfelt serenade to Julia Gulia, or that was to be her name. Grow Old With You was written specifically for the movie by Adam Sandler and composer Tim Herlihy. The sweet, simple lyrics encapsulated the film's romantic themes and became one of Sandler's most iconic movie moments. Fans of the film often cite the song as one of the reasons why The Wedding Singer stands out among romantic comedies. And I've known countless people that have put this in their weddings, man. Probably far too many. All right. Last segment there, boys.
That's one.
Are we ready for this?
Bing, 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 bing.
All right, I got some AI poems here, poems, if you will,
Queen.
that are going to describe movies, rom-coms, actually, from the 1990s.
Ooh.
Teenage rom-coms, by the way. So, Frank, you will get to go first on this one. Are you ready?
Okay. Independence Day.
Can you guess this 1990s rom-com based on a summary written as a poem by AI? Follow all of that. One last night to make things right. A letter's penned, the time is tight. A wannabe player, swag's all wrong. Cheeto fingers won't last long. A fallen king still chases fame, but high school's gone, it's not the same.
That's She's All That.
No, it is not.
God, I see the movie in my head. The names.
Cheetah.
Yeah, and I know it's Seth Green's in it.
Yeah. Oh, you got that part right.
Dude, I can't think of the name right now. Can't hardly wait.
There it is.
Yeah, that's a good
Yay.
underrated
Oh,
movie.
I don't even think so. I think it's amazing. That is a fantastic movie.
Seth Green knocks it out of the ballpark with his character.
Oh man. Oh, and all the nerds. Why does he get to be Boba
Yeah.
Fett? You're a kiss doll. Okay, you're both kiss dolls. All right, Frank gets the point. Big Lane, you're up next, buddy. You ready?
Sure.
If I'm going to be completely honest, I don't think Lane is going to get any of these.
Yeah, I'm not.
All right. Can you
Men in Black.
guess? Can you guess this 1990s rom-com based on an AI poem? Summary?
Henry?
A rebel heart, a sister's scheme. A deal is struck, a dater's dream. A brooding guy with hidden charm. A grand romance that won't disarm. A painted smile, a laugh so sly. But love's no joke. Just ask this guy.
This guy.
This guy.
Constantine. Yeah.
Yeah! No.
That was right.
Frank, you got to guess.
I don't know.
I think it's the one with Heath Ledger.
What's it called?
Yeah, I'm trying to remember. Is it like 10? Yeah, I was gonna say 10 steps of dating my daughter for some reason. I was mixing that show
with John Ritter.
Yeah, I was mixing that. Yeah, 10 things I hate about you. There you go.
That's a good movie. I had a huge
it's not
crush on
bad.
Larissa Olenek, by the way, dude. Secret World of Alex Mack.
Yeah. And then she disappeared.
She did. All right, next up, Frank. Here we go. And you guessed that, so you get the point. Here we go. Can you guess this 1990s teenage rom-com based on a poem written by AI? A high school pact, the clock ticks fast. A coming of age that's sure to last. A band geek's tune, a kitchen blunder. One dad's advice, pure awkward wonder. Lessons learned, but here's the twist. Some things in life you can't resist.
It's American Pie.
My Miss American Pie.
We won't tell your mother. We'll get another pie.
I still remember seeing, I think it was American Pie 2 in the theater. And I had this jacket, which I just found, by the way, because we were going through like all of our storage and stuff. Because we're hopefully going to find a house here soon. We're going to move. But it was this jacket. And Lane, you remember the gray jacket that I could stuff all the beers in the front of?
Yeah, I think so.
So that's what we would use to sneak beers into theaters. And you could truly fit a half rack in each side. So I could walk around with a full case of beer in my jacket. Nice. And I remember we would time that thing where you would go to open the beer and you go like that, and then you would, pop the top. Well, we did that, and then somebody dropped one of the beers, and we were sitting up a little bit. And it was during a quiet part of the movie, and all you hear is the roll, 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 clink, roll, 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 clink, roll, 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 clink, roll, 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 clink. All the way down like 20 rows, man. All right, Frank got that one. Did they give you your point? Here, I'll give you another one just in case. Oh, I think I gave Lane a point there. Nope, there we go.
Point said.
I deserve a point for not knowing these movies.
Yeah.
There you go. I gave you the lead. All right, next up. Again, this is not up Lane's alley, so I'm just gonna read the poem, and then either of you guys can say if you get it or not. So here we go. You ready?
What?
Can you guess this 1990s teenage rom-com based by a poem written by AI? Neon lights, Verona glows. Two star-crossed lovers, fate foreclosed. A holy man, a plan gone south. A poisoned kiss, no word of mouth. Gold-plated guns, a love so fleet. For never was a tale more street. Nobody?
No, it's Romeo and Juliet.
There you go. I told you, just go
It's
ahead and
Romeo
fire
and
away, man.
Juliet.
There you go. Hey, Alan got it. Yeah, Alan
Got
gets the point.
it. I watch romantic movies too.
Was that Baz Luhrmann that directed that?
Yeah,
Okay. Yeah, that's why it was so weird.
I liked it. I thought it was.
No, I mean I liked it, but it was kind of weird.
Oh no, yeah, don't get me wrong. It was weird, but I liked it. I thought it was entertaining. All right, here we go. Last one. Can you guess?
American Pie.
Can you guess this 1990s rom-com based on a poem written by AI? A tale retold, yet far from staged, where love and schemes are war engaged. A wager set, a heart to claim, but passion twists into a game. Betrayal strikes, the curtain falls, and fate rewrites what power calls.
Jumanji.
Oh, wrong button. But that worked out pretty good there, huh? No. This one was released on March 5th, 1999.
One more time.
Which, by the way, hold on. Recapping here really quick. 10 Things I Hate About You. That was released on March 31st, 99. American Pie, July 9th, 1999. Romeo and Juliet was released August 27th, 1996. And this one was released March 5th, 1999. I'll tell it again here. A tale retold, yet far from staged, where love and schemes are war engaged. A wager set, a heart to claim, but passion twists into a game. Betrayal strikes, the curtain falls, and fate rewrites what power calls.
Was that the one I said earlier? When I thought it was Can't Hardly Wait, but it was now I've completely lost. Cruel Intentions.
Oh, Cruel Intentions.
Yeah.
I've only watched parts of that movie.
God, you want to talk about a
The
weird
Kiss.
one?
Was it The Kiss?
Yes. Yes.
The Kiss.
Aren't they like stepbrother and stepsister or something like that?
I think they're supposed to be. See, and that's where they mock the. Did you ever see Not Another Teen Movie?
Yeah, where they have the drool like hanging out the mouth.
But they also where the sister's like trying to bang the brother, and he's like, "You're my sister," and she goes, "Yeah, only through blood."
Like it's like Joe Dirt. Joe, what happened? I thought you. Is it because I'm not your sister?
Ugh.
That movie poster makes it look like it's a vampire movie.
It does. It
Yeah.
totally does, right?
Yeah.
And you also got a lot of Sarah Michelle Gellar Buffy boobs there, so.
Mm-hmm.
Back in theaters for the 20th anniversary, 1 week only. All right, well, that's going to do it for the live stream, ladies and gentlemen. We covered a lot of fun topics tonight.
I would like to personally thank everybody for being here.
What?
I would like to personally thank everybody for being here for the live stream. We're going to be right back.
1 week. Again, it's Wednesdays. Normally we're on at 7. We were a little bit late today because my wife and I were looking at a house. But yeah, so we'll be back again next Wednesday. There is going to be a day that we're off. It's going to be coming up at the beginning of March. I think it's going to be March 5th, which is it should be that Wednesday because that's going to be right before we head out on a vacation. But other than that, it's going to be all the regular stuff. We're going to cover things you didn't know about movies, toys from the 80s and 90s, all the crap that we were into, cartoons, the AI poems and stuff. We're going to try to find some stuff that actually would be up Alan's. What if I did anime?
Holy crap.
Like I know like 2 animes, man.
So I would pick those two. Dragon Ball and what?
And La Blue Girl.
Is that a porno?
Blue girl?
And
Bible Black.
Bible Black. Bible Black, yeah.
You were going to say that. By the way, don't look that up unless you want porn on your computer. Don't look it up.
What?
Yeah. So anyway, all right. Have yourselves a fantastic rest of your Wednesday. We're running super late, so I got to get going. I got to go take care of my dogs. Thank you guys for being here. Much appreciated. Thank you to Big Land and Big Frank.
I remember.
We'll see you guys next week.
I remember.
Remember what?
The sun star on the beast.